Alrighty, test 10 review. So here are some things you need to make sure you understand for test 10. Number 10, which is whatever. Make sure you have that chart on the note card. Make sure you have a note card, and have that ready. Because again, folks, you're trying to, the idea is help you study and trying to help you understand. Now, other things I would put on the note card is to make sure you understand like the steps. There's a reason why I try to organize it the way I do. And honestly, folks, for some of y'all need the organization. So please try to make sure you organize it the way it needs to. Anyways, so let's look at the first question here. Okay, so number 1, we got x squared plus 7x minus 78. So that means we're going to have a plus minus situation, which means I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to put the negative 78 again on top and the 7 on the bottom. I am looking for two numbers that will multiply to give me 78, but subtract to give me 7. So I start off 1 and 78. 78 divided by 2 gives me 39. 78 divided by 3 gives me 26. 78 divided by 4 doesn't work. 78 divided by 5 doesn't work. 78 divided by 6 gives me 13. And as I'm doing this, I should also be subtracting. So this is 77. This is whatever it is. This is whatever it is. And this is whatever it is. So 13 minus 7 is, 13 minus 6 is 7. So then that means that's what goes in the parentheses, and then I'm done. Remember, factoring, you just get the get in parentheses and go from there. Okay, so let's look at number 2. 2x squared minus 11x minus 21. Do not forget that the first thing you got to do is put the 2 into both parentheses. Minus minus is going to be minus plus, again from the chart. And then I'm going to go, okay, 2 times negative 21 gives me negative 42. That is the number that goes on top. Minus 11, notice, still goes under the bottom, but minus 42 is what or negative 42 is what you should have on top. So I'm looking for factors of 42 that will subtract to give me 11. And you can kind of go through here, 1 and 42, 2 and 21, 3 and 14, and well, 14 minus 3 is 11. So it should be 14 first, bigger number on the left, smaller number on the right. And you would get that. And then don't forget, there's a further, you can further simplify that. One of those parentheses is divisible by 2. It's a prime number. So divide the first parentheses by 2, as you can see, and you would get x minus 7, 2x plus 3, and there you go. Number 3 is x squared minus 27x plus 72. Minus plus is minus minus, which means I'm going to look for factors of 72 that add up to 27. So you can see here, as I go through, and again, what I'm doing here is I'm taking that top number and I'm dividing it into this number to get that answer. 72 divided by 2 is 36. 72 divided by 3 is 24. Then I'm looking to see which of those can add up to that 27. Obviously 3 and 24 is it, so I would put that there, kind of go from there. Number 4 is going to work out the same way, so I'm not going to even really I'm going to let that play through. You can see here, 23 minus 4 is 19. And again, if you keep the idea of following the chart, bigger number on the left, smaller number on the right, you should have no problem with the signs. Okay, so now let's look at how we do it differently for solving. Okay, so now I have number 5 here. X plus plus is plus plus. Got the 40 here on top, 13 on the bottom. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give you 40, add up to 13. So I got 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 3 doesn't work, 4 and 10, and then 5 and 8. 8 plus 5 is 13, so it's 8 and 5, 8 and 5. And then from there, you would set each of those equal to 0 to get a final answer of x equals negative 8 or x equals negative 5. You should know how to get from this parentheses to that answer. Okay. Number 6, you've got x squared plus 9x minus 52 equal to 0. Plus minus is a plus minus. Okay, so I'm looking for factors of 52 that would subtract to give me a 9. So factors of 52 are 1 and 52, 2 and 26, 3 and 14. No, hold up, 3 and well, guess what? 3 doesn't work. Oopsie. Okay, so now let's look at 4 and 14. Oh, 13. Good grief, I'm a little tired today. Okay, 13 minus 4 is 9, so it's got to be that one. So 13 here, 4 here, 13 here, 4 here. Got it done. X is equal to negative 13, or X is equal to positive 4. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Okay, so that one's not too bad. Now let's look at number 7. So I have 3x squared minus 23x plus 30 is equal to 0. Okay, so again here I'm saying 3x into both equations. Minus plus is minus minus. I'm factoring here 3 times, remember I got to do 3 times 30, which is 90. So I'm looking for factors of 90 that would add to give me a negative 23. So 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 4 won't work, 5 and 18, oh wait, 5 plus 18 is 23. So here we go. Now, when you set these equal to 0, you're saying 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. 3x minus 5 is equal to 0. So you should be able to answer that question and say add 18 and divide by 3 to get x equals 6. Add 5 and then divide by 3 to get x equals positive 5/3. Okay? Again, if you're not sure on how to do that, well, you should know how to solve two-step equations. Okay, so notice here I don't have to worry about simplifying the parentheses because I can just go straight to the answer. I know the last thing I'm going to do is divide. Let's look at number 8. 4x squared minus 16x plus 15 is equal to 0. So that's a minus 16x. That's hard to tell. Anyways, 4x minus plus is minus minus. Negative 16 here. 4 times 15 is positive 60. I got minus minus. Factors of 60 are 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10. Whoops, why did I put a little thing there? 10. Okay. 6 plus 10 is 60, so guess what? There is my answer. 10 and 6 and set them equal to 0. So I have 4x minus 10 equals 0. I have 4x minus 6 equals 0. So when I solve these, I should get x is equal to positive 5/2. That's what would happen if you add 10 and then divide by 4. Here if I add 6 and then divide by 4, I get 3/2. So that one you get 2 different fraction answers. Oh, would you do that to us, sir? Sure, why not? Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so here we now want to find the vertex forms of things. This one is already in vertex form, so I could put here, oh, I'm not going to want that color. Let's try that again. Let's do this in yellow. 3, negative 5. So that means my vertex is somewhere over here. Okay, my axis of symmetry is 3. My max or min value is negative 5. Since this is a positive number, it's a min. And the number of roots. Well, let's graph this. 1, 3, and 5. Using my quadratic slope, go up 1 over 1, up 3 from there, 1, 2, 3 over 1, and then up 5, because I got the room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Okay, graph. I missed that dot, but you get the idea. Okay, so these are, I got 2 real roots. Now, if I have 2 real roots, I would like you to tell me what those are. I forgot to put that blank here, but again, value of roots, okay? Let's put it like that, value of roots. So this is where you would go to the calculator and then press menu 5-1. Well, first graph it, of course. So you would type in parentheses x minus 3, close it, squared, minus 5, and then do menu 5-1. And your first answer that they would tell you is 0.7, we'll say round off to nearest hundred, 0.76. And, I guess it depends on how you want to look at it, 5.24. And there you go, 2 answers. Done. Boom. All right, next one. Now, I should probably pay more attention that I'm using numbers over and over again. Okay, so -3, +5. Axisymmetry is at -3. My maximum min value is at 5. Since this is now negative, that means it's a max. So -3, 5 is here. Then I would multiply that 1, 3, 5 quadratic slope by -3 and get -3, -9, -15. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Down 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, that was like right on the edge. Obviously, I can't fit the other one, so you get the idea. Okay, so I can see here, again, I have 2 real. And so the value of those roots would be this. Okay, now what I would tell you is this. If your calculator gives you some funky number, just go with the idea. When it tells you you have a 0, whatever number is in the x is your answer. Do not worry about that, because sometimes that's supposed to say 0, but sometimes it might have some funky, weird looking number there, and that's just because that's calculator doing a like round off error. So kind of go with that. On this one, I did not put down x squared, or I did not put it in vertex form, so you have to put it in vertex form, which means you need to separate the x's, x squared plus 4x, close it, plus 3, divide by 2, x plus 2 squared, square that, you get 4 here, minus 4 here, so now you have -1. So I can see now this is in vertex form, and I can see my vertex is at -2, comma, -1. Okay, and then from there, I would have -2, -1, let's see here, -2, -1 would be over here. My slope, my quadratic slope is still 1, 3, 5. So I go up 1 over. So I have 2 real roots. Up 3, 1, 2, 3 over. And I can tell you that the value of those 2 roots should be at -3 and -1. And that should be it. Okay, so let's look at the next couple. Okay, again, separate my x's, x squared minus 10x, close, plus 27. Put down here x squared. Divide the 10 by 2, you get -5. Square that, you get positive 25. I really don't like the new bells. Anyways, minus 25 over here. Ah! That's minus 25 over here. 27 minus 25 is positive 2. So my vertex is, again, the opposite, positive 5, positive 2. Okay, then that means my axis of symmetry is at 5, my max or min value is at 2. Did I circle the last one? I totally did not. Y'all never remind me of these stuff. Anyways, just because y'all can talk to me and remind me things as I'm trying to work these out here and by myself. Anyways, 5, comma 2, like I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I'm at the vertex 5, comma 2. It's going up, so now I go up, and there's no number in front, so it's 1, 3, 5 for my quadratic slope. Up 1, over 1, up 3, 1, 2, 3, over. And y'all can hear the bells. And there we go. And since that's not touched the right x-axis, we're going to say 2 imaginary. And that means you don't have to worry about the value of the real roots, do you? No, you don't, because there is nothing to answer here. I'll just put it like an NA. That would be better. NA. All right, one more question to go. And y'all been watching and listening, and y'all been feeling so good about this. I feel great. Now, I would say this. On your test, write the word. What should I write? Well, you know what? I think y'all should, since I am having to, focus on something else. Let's see here. Let's make it. Let's make the secret word for today, or for the test. You got to write it on the test. Write it above your name. You need to write the word diving, just because you can. All right, so now let's look at this one. Okay, so I need to separate this 2x squared plus 8x from the 30. But then I need to, again, get rid of the 2 because I need the 2 to be outside. X squared plus 4x. 8 divided by 2 is 4 plus 30. So if I divide by, ooh, this may be an ugly one. I may have messed up here. Okay, so if I divide by 2, I get x plus 2 squared plus 2 here, plus 4, because 2 squared is 4. 2 times 4 is 8, so I got a negative 8 out here because I'm supposed to multiply this number times this number and put that there, and again, that's a minus. 30 minus 8 is positive 22. Okay, so my vertex is at negative 2, 22. That's way up on top of the graph. So here's this, 22, this is positive, so that's still a min, and it's way up here, like it's a way above up there. And it's not going to come down, it's going to keep going up. So that means there's 2 imaginary roots, and that's pretty much it. Again, that means there are no real value roots to find. So there you go. You're done. We're done. Hopefully you got this. Hopefully you're ready for the test. Make yourself a note card. Do not forget the magic word. But thank you so much. Good luck. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you.